conditions of the adhan being valid. There are conditions that are required. Among them is, number one, the most important, is the time is due. So if a mu'adhin looks at his watch, it's 5 o'clock, and he thinks it's time for Fajr, where actually Fajr is at 5:10 or 5:15, and he calls the adhan, and he says, as-salatu khayrun min an-nawm, in his adhan, which is the adhan that announces the time of Fajr. This adhan is invalid because it was done before the time is due. And if people pray their prayers according to his adhan, the prayer is also invalid because it was done before time. Among the conditions, that the phrases of the adhan must be recited in order and consecutively. So one cannot say Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah and then says Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. This is the wrong order, which means the adhan is wrong. It's invalid. Do it again. One cannot say Allahu Akbar, and then goes to his home to make wudu and come back and says Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Whoa, what is this? It's too long of a gap. The adhan is invalid. You have to do it all over again, and so it would be consecutive in the same order. The third condition is that the adhan must be said in Arabic. If someone says the adhan, Allah is great, Allah is great, the adhan is invalid. It has to be in the same exact words that were taught to us so that it would be accepted. Now, these are the conditions. Other factors may be recommended but not conditions. So, to be in the state of tahara, to be in the state of purity, performing ablution, this is recommended, but it is not a condition. To face the qibla, that's nice, that's good, but it's not mandatory or condition. To stand up, it's a good thing, but if someone makes the adhan while sitting down, we wouldn't say that your adhan is invalid. Not to speak is a good thing in between the adhan. So if someone says Allahu Akbar, and he says, take the key and open the door for the women's prayer hall. Allahu Akbar, that's no problem, and it does not invalidate the adhan. Okay, then what are the conditions for the mu'adhin himself? What are the things that are quite required in the mu'adhin, or the desirable things to be in the mu'adhin? Well, scholars say that the mu'adhin must be Muslim. So if a non-Muslim comes and calls the adhan perfectly in Arabic, it's invalid. And he has to be sane. Someone who's insane calling the adhan, it's invalid. He has to be male. A female comes and calls the adhan, is invalid. And I know this nowadays, unfortunately, it's unfortunate that we're saying this, because in some countries, in Europe or in the US, you'll find wackos having mixed masjid where the imam is a female and the mu'adhin is a female. And this is totally bogus. This is not Islam. It's a different religion. I don't know what kind of a religion that is, but they cannot stick it with Islam. It has to be a male. And anyone who's insane, anyone who's intoxicated, the adhan from him is not valid. A child that has not reached the age of knowing things and differentiating between things, a 5-year-old or 4-year-old, the adhan is not valid of him. And it's like said before, it is part of the sunnah to leave a gap. You don't say Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar in a row. It's sunnah to say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, leave a short gap. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, leave a short gap. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, and so forth. And if the gap is a little bit long, no problem, due to the beautification of the adhan.